Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to beautiful Orcas Island Airport. This is a gorgeous little location for what is something that we haven't done for a while on this channel. I am very much a latecomer to the splendid looking AzurPoly OV-10 Bronco. It's been out for a while now. The YouTube is awash with reviews, so this isn't a review. This video is my first flight. I literally bought it this morning on an impulse because I thought it looks really interesting, and they put a lot into it. There's a heck of a lot of detail, and I thought, just buy it and fly it, you idiot. So that's what we're going to do. I've had a quick look at the checklist, had a quick look around the cockpit just to try and get my bearings, because otherwise it's going to take a long time to start it up and you're going to be bored senseless. But this is very much the first flight. We're going to take off here from Orcas Island and we're going to work our way over to Darrington. Now, Darrington is one of those flight sim favourites. It's another Orbx airport. It's a favourite of my good friend UK Jim. He's on Twitch. Check him out. He loves Darrington. And I thought, I bought it some time ago, but I've never really flown there. So I thought this is a good opportunity. Orcas Island to Darrington through some great scenery and taking this Bronco for a first flight. There will be mistakes. There will be errors, but by God, we're going to have some fun. Let's jump in the cockpit. Let's get flying. Well, here we are in this beautiful cockpit. I have to say, I do love all the wear and tear. It does feel very real and realistic and all that kind of stuff. I also like the default cockpit view setting. You know how sometimes in some aircraft it's almost like zoomed out too much, almost like it's a fisheye lens effect, whereas this, you really do feel like you're sitting in it. It's quite wonderful. Right. Okay. So first things first, we need to get going. We need to get started. So let's move over. I'm just getting the checklist set up on my other screen here. So interior inspection, radios are off, landing gear lever is down, and checking my physical lever as well, because that's always a good idea. Battery. That's over here, isn't it? Battery is dead. Oh, what's this battery disconnect switch? Okay. Well, that seems to have brought everything to life. So what have we got down here? So we're looking for, where's it gone? Where's it gone? 23.5 volts minimum. Well, we're absolutely okay for that. We've now instrument power, inverse number 1. Where have you gone? Or inverter number 1 rather. Idiot. Right, and oh, look at that. I love all that rolling about. Look at the dust on there. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we can see that that's all certainly connected up. Fuel gauge test. Let's see what that does. That does that, and it's working. Fuel quantity, check all tanks. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be where I wish I had properly had a look. So I don't know at this point how to do that. Let's try feed. So there's a little bit in there. Nothing in external. So I'm guessing that's what you're meant to do. Okay. Instrument power off. So we'll turn inverter to off and battery off. Battery off, they said. There we go. Anytime now. Right, so cockpit check. Left side panel. Drop jump signal. Oh, I saw that. That was off. Flap handle is up. Trim select is normal. Trim select normal. Yep, that's good. Yaw damper is off. Exterior lights master set to exterior lights. So let's do that. Oh, I see. Okay. Exterior lights and landing lights. So 2-position switch or 3-position switch, but you know what I mean. 2 positions with your lights. Right. Power levers, flight idle. Flight idle. That's good. Now I've completely lost my position again. Damn you. Condition levers, fuel shut off. They are. That's good. Battery is off. Generators left and right on. Oh, no, idiot. Wrong switch. There we go. Left and right on. Inverter is off. And air start switches, ignition and unfeather are also guarded. Well, auto and guarded. So yeah, auto and they're guarded. That's all good. Main panel, landing gear lever is down. ADF radio. It's going to be down here somewhere. ADF, where have you gone? I feel like it's staring me in the face. Anyway, I don't want to waste too much time with me hunting for things. But I am going to say that is off. But it said main panel. It said it's here. It's here, you Burke. This must be the ADF. No, UHF. Okay, anyway. We're going to say that's off. This is the point at which there will be people typing comments. I can't believe you didn't know what that was. But anyway, like I said, there are going to be mistakes made, that's for sure. Oh, there's ADF. ADF is off. There we go. We found the ADF in the end. Bloody marvellous. I'm going to talk a bit more about this in the air, by the way. Continuous ignition, both off. Yep, that's both off. This is all very intuitive, actually. Once you realise where everything is, you kind of know where to look. That sounded obvious. I mean, when you know what area you're in, it kind of makes sense. Clock set. Yeah, well, that's fine. It's that sounds about right from the time I set it in the sim. So it's 25 to 10 in the morning. Alt TACAN power number 1 MSL. Alt TACAN power. Alt TACAN power number 1 MSL. Haven't got a clue. I can't see anything there about that. Alt TACAN power, which presumably is that, number 1 MSL. Sorry, don't know. Hopefully that might make more sense when we get up in the air, but at the moment that isn't making any sense to me, and I know it should do. Right, where do we get to? Parking brake. Let's just check. The chocks have been removed, so let's just check parking brake. Yep, and checking my physical controller as well. Fuel gauge set to int, which it is. External fuel transfer is off. Fuel emergency shutoff is normal. And pitot heat off. Where did I see pitot heat? There, it's off. Wiper is off. We're not going to need those today, that's for sure. Well, I don't think we are. Wing and tail lights, nav lights on. Wing and tail lights. There we go. We will put them on bright, seeing as it's a nice sunny day. Right, battery disconnect, both on and guarded. Well, we've done that just before, so that's all good to go. IFF master is off. I saw that down here, so that is good to go. Compass slaved. Is there something down here? It's slaved. That's nice. There's a certain sense of satisfaction when you find the bits on the checklist without having to hunt around too much. This is why it's great. Once you get to know an aircraft and you've got the flow, obviously this stuff just happens. You don't have to think about it. Where do we get to? Bleed air, both normal. Bleed air, both normal. Where are you? God, there was me saying about finding stuff. And now I'm going to have to try and find it. Bleed air. I spoke too soon, didn't I? Oh, yeah, it's great when you can find everything. Bleed air set to normal. Find my place on the list again. I do apologise. Bleed air both normal. VHF, com and nav radios off. Yep. And interior lights as desired. We don't need them. High intensity light. Can we find a high intensity light anywhere? There it is. Off. Standby compass light is off. Circuit breakers check in. Yep, they're all in. That's good to go. And cargo bay light off. It is off. Yeah. Okay, good to go. Cool, we're getting there, folks. Don't worry. Right, parking brake set. We've done that. EFB cover and chocks we've done. And GPU we're not using, so we can get rid of that. Battery, it just suddenly occurred to me. I wonder if there's checklists on this. I don't think there are. It's kind of cool you get a map. Although nothing's on it at the moment. Maybe that just needs time to catch up. Something else, it's obviously you've got different bits you can add here. As I said, this wasn't a review, but you can add your gun sight if you want to. You can add your AzurPoly toy. A lot of people think this is a toy. It's not. It's actually a instrument for measuring G-force when you're doing aerobatics. We've got the TDS GTN here, but we're not going to be using that today. But if you wanted to, you could have that set up there. Or, well, that's what I've got. PMS, if you've got that in the WTGNS as well there. Right, sorry, I started havering about other things, but we need to get back to this. Right, battery on. Now we start get going. Things are happening. Fire. Right, yeah, we've got to do our fire warnings. So let's have a look here. Let's try that way. Oh, yeah. That worked. And we've got our lights coming on there. So that's good. All our bing bong light up, don't panic lights are working. Com radios we're not going to use, so we're going to leave that. And we don't need to talk to ATC. Don't need to worry about that. Unfeather propellers if required. That's the next item, but it says if required. So I'm not sure. Well, they're not feathered, so we don't need to unfeather them. Maybe that's the point. Of course it's the point, you idiot. Right, anti-collision lights on. Anti-collision lights on. Everybody get ready. We're going to be winding things up here. Let's close the hatch. Close the hatch. Can we close the hatch, please? Well, that's not going to close the hatch. What am I missing here, folks? Click there where it says open close canopy, you daft apus. And I guess that locks it. There we go. So we're all locked in. Oh, I should have left that open so we could listen. Let's have a listen and give me some practice opening the doors. Right, where do we get to before I started waffling on? Power levers. Where did we get to? We've done that. We didn't need to do that. Anti-collision lights are done. Power levers are in flight idle, which they are. Condition levers are in fuel shut-off. Right, first engine, left or right start. Propeller verify clear. Then we're going to press the starter switch at 10% RPM. Condition levers to normal flight. So let's just make sure we know where everything is. So I'm going to do engine number 1. We're going to start with that and let's see what happens. So a quick recap. That's all cool. Okay, let's try. Lovely sound. Spinny prop, nice to see. RPM at 10%. Let's introduce. Get the right lever, you idiot. Ah, interesting. Okay. For some reason, my levers aren't working as they should do. I was assuming my mixture lever would operate that, but it didn't. So I need to have a look at that. Anyway, quickly, let's look back here. Right, so we've done that. Engine instruments, have a look. Everything is looking normal. Lovely sounds. Let's close everything before we start this one. Right, when first engine stabilised, battery, if on, EFB GPU, don't need it. Instrument power, inverter number 1. And fire warning test perform. We're going to do another one? Why not? Yeah, that's all good. Everything's fine. Right, let's go for engine number 2. Clear prop, he said, with so much enthusiasm. Where do we go? Where do we go? There we go. And let's watch here. Wait for RPM to get to 10%. There we go, and we'll move you to there. Check everything's running smoothly. Checking our temp doesn't go off the ball. And it doesn't, we're all nice and stable. Okay. So what's that? We've done that. Other engine has started. Engine instruments verify normal conditions. That's okay. Engine torque seems to be right on the bottom. Everything's good. Everything's good. Right, so that's the engine started. So after start, before taxi, inverter number 2, check volts, amps. Amps are a little bit low. Have I missed something? Generators are on. That's all good. Volts are good. Amps are pretty low. And the same with that one. Let's have a quick check. Shall we... now, have I missed something here? Generator 1 and 2, check volts, amps. Let's... okay. I'm wondering if I need to oh, wrong button, you plonker. Okay, so that seems to be okay. Let's reset the generators. Okay, I guess that's just the way it is. I'm just a bit surprised at the amps there, but maybe there's something I'm not quite understanding. Right, we don't need the GPS, we don't need to set the radios or anything like that. We're going to be just looking out the window, not going to be following VORs or anything like that. Let's just check that everything is set up here as it should be. So compass is just a smidgen there. What's that about? 945? 945? What are you talking about? 345, you Burke. What have we got here? So this is slightly over. Where can we turn it? Where can we turn it? I'm not seeing anywhere to turn it. Can we turn it there? No. Turn it there? No. Okay. Maybe you don't have to adjust that, but I was looking to try and align that, if I'm honest. Altimeter set local. Now let's have a look. I am using live weather, so if I come over here, show information, and see if we can't get a QNH. Well, that doesn't seem to have one. Strange. So look here, 1012. So we can just bring that down a bit. There we go. Right, doop-a-doop-a-doo. Fuel quantity is good. That's absolutely fine. We'll just check. Haven't got any external. IFF is standby. We're not going to be using INF. No one's going to be shooting at us today. Elevator and rudder trim neutral. Right. Where is... So we've got trim select. We've got that. We've got alt rudder trim. That's fine. Yaw damper. Blah, blah, blah. Normal rudder trim. Have we got a trim? Oh, I saw something there. Yeah, elevator trim is set to neutral. Have we got a rudder trim anywhere? I am not seeing one. Perhaps there is one somewhere, but just as a precaution, I'm going to press my neutralize rudder trim button. Maybe when we're in the air, I can have a hunt around and see if I can see that, but I can't see a rudder trim indicator anywhere, like what we've got for elevator. Right, elevator trim, normal takeoff. Okay, no, aileron and rudder trim set to neutral. Elevator trim, normal takeoff, 2.5 to 5.0 units nose up. So let's have a look. I'm not sure what that is actually a measurement of. It's saying 2.5 to 5 units nose up. Does it go beyond 5? 4 rather, that's 4. Yeah, okay. I'm going to put that in there and just be a little bit cautious. I'm using a checklist, JD's checklist from flightsim.to, by the way, not the one that comes in the manual. I just thought it'd be quite handy to have that up on the other screen, and I've got a lot of respect for JD's stuff. Right, flaps we are going to leave as they are. Flight controls, full free movement. Let's have a look. Let's check rudder. Yeah, that's all good. Okay. Right, power levers shortly to reverse. Okay, let's read this. Power levers shortly to reverse. Power levers to flight idle. Okay. EFB propeller lock symbol has to disappear. Oh, okay, we've got these two locks here. Right, let's give this a try. And they've gone. Magic. Right, taxi, release nose brake, use nose wheel steering, test steering and all that kind of stuff. Boom-bitty boom. Right. So this is now saying that we have no wind. That's incredible. Where's a windsock? Yeah, windsock kind of shows that as well. Live weather is pretty good in this neck of the woods today. So I think I'm going to turn around. We'll take off from runway 34 just because it's closest. and I think I've probably bored you enough as it is. Let's get all the bleeding weapons back on. I had to restart because I had a few technical issues after doing the external shots, and that removed all the weapons, so we need to get those back. And I'm going to put you... Is there another place I can put you? Can I put you somewhere else? Well, that's torn it. Now you've completely lost it. I don't know how to get it back. Oh well. Just looking to see if there's a... Oh, look at that. Oh, you can move everything around. You can move your mirrors around. That's pretty cool. But I need to figure out how I can get the... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I am meant to get the PFB back. But what I will do... Anything in there? What I will do is we will just get cracking, and once we're airborne I shall have a look. We don't need it for the time being. Let's get flying, for crying out loud. Alright, let's just do a couple of things over here. Pardon me while I switch that on. There we go. Okay, this is beginning to feel more like a live stream with all this off the cuff messing about what I'm doing. Right, let's go. So I've released the parking brake. Let's see what it's like on the ground. It's not moving. Okay, we've definitely released the parking brake. There we go, moving now. Let's see what the steering's like. The steering's quite nice. Doesn't have that kind of GTA feel to it that you get in some aircraft. Aircraft feels quite solid. I like that. Let's not bump into their light. They would not like that. Probably being a little bit cautious with the power on the ground here. Just so used to turboprops, when you put a bit of juice on, all of a sudden the damn thing starts running away. The lovely hills. The scenery here really is going to be gorgeous. I'm sure it is not going to disappoint. Right, so I'm just going to quickly check. Let's just stop here. I'm pretty sure I've got multiplayer and everything off, but I'm just going to check because I don't want to ruin anyone's day. Interestingly, windsock is now showing a crosswind. Okay, we've suddenly magically got an 8-knot crosswind, but that's fine. I guess I'm using the new Active Sky, so I don't know if that's just done some kind of a weather update. Okay, so we have jumped the gun a little bit here. I know we've got an erroneous ground texture there. Right, line up a brake, power lever, military power, release brakes. We are climb gear up. Okay, normal takeoff flaps up, VR. Talking about 82 by the looks of it, 82 knots. Anything else I need to watch out for? Let's have a quick look down here. That's all good. So what do we want? For takeoff, power lever to military power, which is 2,200 holes. There we go. So basically full beans. Watch we don't go over it. Let's go. Got a red light there that just came on, so I've just turned the power lever down a little bit. Pushing the rudder. Pushing the speed. Back on the stick. Oh, leaps into the air. Good God. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Gear up. Let's have a little look at Orcas Island. Just coming back a little bit on the power. We don't need to be quite so crazy. A lovely little spot there. And interesting that we had a little erroneous little bit of texturing on the runway there. That was a little bit cheeky of it. That's interesting. The it's quite snappy in the roll there. See if that texture's cleared itself up. I've noticed that recently. I don't know if you have in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but recently, every now and again, I might get a like one patch of texture that's a little bit wrong, and if I move the camera away for a bit, then it will, use the drone camera or something like that, then it will disappear. You see it's gone now. Orcas Island, lovely, lovely little airstrip there. Should fly here more often. Right, let's just have a look. See what we're doing. Getting moved around a little bit with the weather. Just watch the power. Right, let's do some trimming. Trim is your friend and all that. That's interesting. Not a huge amount of speed here. You can see how much up trim I've got. Power is set there. Feel like we've got a huge amount of power. So what have I forgotten? The gear is up, the flap is up. That's all good to go. But it feels like we're a bit draggy. Maybe this is just what the aircraft is like. Maybe it's because of all the stores I've got on. Actually, that could be part of it. Because of all the weapons I've got on, that could be causing us a little bit of weight, or drag rather. Just have a bit more power. Looking okay, temperatures are okay. Temperatures are actually a little bit hot, I would say, so I'm just pulling the power a little bit. They were just under the red there, or they were just over the red rather, so I've just pulled that back a bit, but oil is fine. That's all good. I'm a little bit tempted to just some stores, just to see, if anything, what happens. And I presume... Oh yeah, just installers, we've got a button. Okay, I wish I'd mapped that to something now to see what it looks like from the outside. But let's have a look. So, missiles there. No. Do we hold it? No. But that's made a difference to how the aircraft feels. Let's have a quick look outside. Yeah, so we've lost the rocket pods. And that is why all of a sudden we've got some extra juice, and I don't have to have so much nose up trim as I had before. Interesting. Okay, well, let's get down and let's have a look at the ground, because we're not doing much sightseeing up here. So we're just coming over Sinclair Island, just coming back on the power now so that we can descend. Just from memory, pitot heat on. Always better to have it on rather than suddenly find out you haven't got it. And that's our waypoint up there, that kind of harbour with the circular nodules coming off it. That's our next waypoint. I do love how the aerials bend back. That is kind of cool. Now this is really interesting because obviously I pulled the power back. We're picking up some speed. I'm not seeing any red line on the no. On the I was going to say tachometer. Why do I suddenly not remember the name for that instrument? Tachograph, tachometer, speed gauge. That's quite. I must be getting old. I'm forgetting the names for things. Well, let's have a look round here. You never quite know in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The graphics are absolutely superb on the ground, but you never quite know what you're going to see. So that harbour down there, I wasn't sure if we were going to see some nice little boats, but then we are quite high. I think that's kind of the baked in graphics, isn't it? But it still looks kind of cool. I'm sure it's very nice. Give you the name of it. That is Bayside Marina by the looks of it. There's a seaplane base down there. And that is Anacortes by the looks of it. Probably pronounced completely differently. So just keeping the descent in, and then we'll come low. Getting buffeted around a bit. Opening the taps a little. You can actually see why this is so good at reconnaissance and ground attack. It's almost A10ish in the way you feel that you've got all this visibility for a start, but you feel you've got plenty of time to line up, and it feels quite good in a steep descent as well. Certainly would want to be shot at in one though. Then I think that goes for any aeroplane really. You don't really want to be shot at. So just scoot over here now. Try not to get too low over the refinery. There's probably all sorts of rules about that. Right, let's open the taps again. takeoff speed, incredible. I do like how having the stores on made that difference. Really did make a difference to how she was behaving. Going up over the Packard Technical Centre. There we go. Looks like a little track there. And Skagit, is that Skagit Regional Airport? Hello, Skagit. Sorry for probably busting your airspace. And up ahead, folks, look at that. Mountains. That's what we came here for, mountains. Mountains and flying aeroplanes betwixt them. That's what it's about. There's the river. So let's come back down. You certainly feel the aircraft jostling around with the turbulence and everything, which is just reminded me, I'm sure we've got a yaw damper down here. What else have we got down there? Oh, didn't put the landing lights on. Oh, rudder trim, left, right, okay, I see. Yep, okay. Still haven't figured out how to get the tablet back, have we? Well, I say we. You probably know all along. You're probably there saying, for crying out loud, you click on that bit. That's the gear lever. I want to click on that. I'm so used to the flying iron spit where you click on a bolt head. Somewhere down here. Don't know. I don't know, and I've just realised that I haven't actually downloaded the manual. Oh no. Right, hang on. Let's think about this. Let's think about this. I think I have got it somewhere. Fly the plane at the same time. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Thought I had it on my iPad, but I don't seem to. But that's alright, we're just going to have to do without it. At the end of the day, we don't need... who needs a panel? I do. It feels like it just... somewhere around here, if I just click on something, it's going to... I really do need to concentrate on flying. There's many obvious click spots around here. Love how that moves. It's not that. It's not that. It's not hidden down the side. If the guy in the back has got it. EFB, look at that, there's a button, it's got EFB on it, you absolute wally. It's funny, I was looking for something hidden, I wasn't looking for something quite so obvious. There we go, now we can finally look outside and enjoy the scenery. Lovely meandering river there. picking up some speed there. Let's have a look at the checklist and check our speeds. Beautiful. Well, would you look at that? If I'm not wrong, getting some of that funny funny kind of terrain. It's going to do it now. It's going to do it now. We had some squares, terrain texture squares, removing themselves for a moment. It all seems to be okay. I know you seem to get those in certain areas on Flight Sim. I remember noticing it round in Italy. Near the Alps, Italy, kind of Switzerland, where the ground textures would suddenly change. It's lovely scenery though, isn't it? Perfect for an aeroplane like this, actually. Just perfect. So what are you flying at the moment? Tell me all. Stick it in the comments below. Also, if everything goes to plan, this might be a 4K video, but I'm going to see how big the file size is first. So if you're watching this and you hadn't already realised, if things have gone to plan and if you hadn't already realised, just have a look and see if there's a 4K option. There might not be if I'm unable to go 4K with it, but just in case, it might be worth having a look. I'm actually doing a lot of testing with this flight. I've set up a few new things. I've reinstalled Microsoft Flight Sim, got some new software, and had a heck of a job actually getting to this point. Quite a few things weren't working quite as they should do, so this is very much still almost like a test flight from that point of view. Let's have a quick look at the temperatures and everything. That's all good. Weaving along this river. This is quite good group flight territory. Talking of group flights, if you're still with us and still watching, then you certainly deserve this. There is a well, I used to have a Discord in the name of Dreams of Wings, and it's a great community of flight sim enthusiasts, aviation enthusiasts, and it, as a result of just the interest that everybody has and the way the chat goes and everything, it's become a lot more than just being about a YouTube channel. So I renamed it. It's now called the Aerodrome. It's not tied to the YouTube channel. It's very much about the community, which is what it should be, because it's the community that make it. I will put a link down below. Come along, say hello. We do group flights, we post screenshots, talk aeroplanes, talk flight sim, talk real flying. We are very lucky to have some real world pilots in there as well. We talk about helicopters, because there's plenty of us that love the helicopters, and of course warbirds, which is my main thing. Just noticed on the map there might be some nice interesting scenery there, but I think it's not quite worked out in the sim. So yeah, I'll put a link to that down below. Pop along and say hello. Well, that's more like it. That's silted up quite a bit. That's more like what that should look like back there, but it's a bit of a boring fact for you. Now we've got some power lines up ahead, so let's watch out for those, because that could get very embarrassing. Just nip over the top of those. This scenery absolutely gorgeous. I could fly a plane like this around mountainous scenery all day long, quite happily. That was the Sauk Park campground. We just flew over there just to give a bit of a geographical fix. Now I don't think we're a million miles away from me having to think about landing this thing, so this is where it could get quite interesting. And it looks like we're going to have a crosswind. Let's have a look at Darrington weather over on the other screen. And what do we got? Okay, pressure's the same as it was where we were before. Wind is 4 knots from 235. We can live with that. So we're going to be using runway 28, which is tickety-boo. Very interested to see what Darrington looks like. Not seen it in a while. I'll be perfectly honest with you, last time I looked at it in the sim, the graphics were a bit skew-whiff, so taking a bit of a gamble that things are going to look okay. So we'll come in low. So we've got mountains over there, mountains there, so we are going to have to watch our approach on this one, not to do anything silly. Silly? We won't do anything silly. Yeah, this is a nice aircraft to fly. I'm sure you've watched all the reviews anyway, so you know that. But it's good fun. I'm glad I got it. It actually feels nice. It feels like an aeroplane that's actually flying in the air, rather than you know, a bit of a GTA type thing that you can just chuck around. Sounds great, looks great. Glad I got it. I think I'll definitely get some use out of this. Right, let's have a look. Where have you gone? You are hidden there, aren't you? Yeah, that looks alright. I haven't got the graphic issues that I had before. So there's 28, so that's the runway that we're going to be using. There's a mountain. Let's come back on the power. Let's get the checklist so that we can get our things right. Blah 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 blah. Trying to look at speeds. 158. Okay, so let's lower those to give us some drag. Kind of lost my sight picture of the runway. Flapping around looking at the checklist, so I need to use the visibility of this aircraft now to try and get my bearings. There it is. Alright, let's have some flappage. Watch the power. Wow. It certainly loses speed quite quickly. We're quite high. More flap. Trying to lose some height. Speed's being controlled nicely though. Wobbling around quite a bit. Ooh. And that's a stall. That's a stall, folks. Look at that, upside down. The shame of it. That is what happens when you pull the power back too quickly. And you don't keep an eye on the speed. Very, very naughty. Now that really was so awful. We're going to do that again because you don't crash an aeroplane and end the video there. So we're going to have another go at that because that really did catch me by surprise. I wasn't quite ready for the aircraft to lose speed and be so draggy like that. So let's come back round. We've got a wheels warning light going off. But we're not quite yet at the speed that we need to be. It's still a little bit too high, so I'm just going to use this space here just to lose a bit more height. Try and give us a bit more of a chance. Let's come back on the power even more. The sooner we get the gear down, there's probably a gear warning isolator switch somewhere. Right, let's drop the gear. Go for that. Less bleeping. Let's have flappage. There's the runway. More flap. Power on. Let's not screw it up this time. Way too high. Go around. Let's have the flap up. Gear up. Let's get things under control, you blithering idiot. Enough of this faffing about, wanging it round the air. Let's try and take a deep breath and do this properly. Watching the speed there. There's the runway. Nice and gentle. Let's not gain too much height. Let's have the gear down now. If anything, so it doesn't keep bleeping at us. It's a good way to feel an aircraft out doing this sort of thing. I always find doing a flight like this is where you find your weaknesses in relation to the aircraft, and I found mine with misjudging speed control, energy management, all that kind of stuff on the landing. Let's have some flap. That height, more flap, still a bit high. Let's try and wang it round, keep an eye on the speed, don't let the speed drop too much, it's going to be messy. Bloody awful. Go around, power on, flap, on stage, gear up, still too high, still too high. Because that mountain not really getting a chance to prepare for a nice approach, but I think that's because of the way I'm doing it. I'm racking it round in front of that slope, whereas what I probably should be doing is extending maybe down here a little bit more and just setting it up nicely. So let's do that. Just extend down a little bit more, keep over onto this side of the valley. Trying to keep her low. Let's now bring around, watch the speed. Try and lose some speed in this turn. Then we'll just hop it over the top of this ridge. Gear down. Flap. Right, let's try and keep it lower this time. It's quite interesting, you'll know this because you've probably flown it. What's your speed, you idiot? It's quite jittery. Low speed, really jittery. Probably not made it easy for myself with this type of runway, very thin with a bloody great mountain in front of it. Still feels a bit high, but not as high. Let's focus. Watch the speed. Bloody awful. See how we're rocking side by side. Okay, abort, power on, gear up. Very interesting. I was not expecting this. The way it behaved before on the ground and all that sort of thing. Was not expecting this. I wish I had now chosen a runway for my first landing where I had a nice long straight approach. Trying to describe what's happening. So when the aircraft is let's get the wheels down there. When the aircraft is coming in and it's got the flap and everything and the gear down, it's very jittery, and on that very thin runway it's a bit of a tricky one. I'm going to try and get it down on this one because otherwise this video is going to go on forever. See where the damn thing is. There it is. Okay, let's try and keep that. Let's have some flap. I'll try and get it a bit lower. I think I'm not helping myself because perhaps I am. That height is just causing problems. And turning, doing this kind of almost like a not quite warbird approach, curving in. Let's have more flap. Yeah, this is another messy one. Look at that. Awful. So to save a stall there. First thrust. Out of reverse thrust. Good God. Well, we finally got it down. Let's get some air in here. Well, that was interesting. Did that open? No. There we go. Oh, fresh air. Close that again so I can talk. So there you go. You definitely get warts and all on this channel. Nothing is hidden. That spectacularly awful crash because I wasn't keeping an eye on my speed and I was instead of looking at the instruments. Do you know what? It's one of those things where you think, my God, what were you thinking? Listen to what I'm about to say. Instead of looking at the instruments, I thought I knew how the aircraft was going to behave. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? First flight, my eyes should have been glued to the instruments, making sure it was going to do that. But there you go. There you go. That's what it's all about. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the flight. I have. That was certainly a learning experience for me at the end. But that's what it's all about. It'd be boring if it was easy, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's been great having you along. Thanks for joining the flight. And I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.